Hi everybody and welcome to Lois Hook Pottery. The kiln has been on for the first time probably since last June. In here I've done a bowl, I've done a moon jar, I've got some pieces that I've done with a couple of ladies who've been learning and having a go at pottery for the first time. And I have a piece, a wall plaque that I've done in Celadons for a wedding with the wedding flowers, so I'm really interested to see how they came out. Let me go and switch the camera off, show you what it looks like inside, and then we'll get stuck in. Right, let's have a look, see what's going on. There we go. That's nice, really nice. We were playing with Celadons and having a little go with that, and then of course I love my magma and my red, so let's start to get stuff out and see what it all looks like. Okay, so get a couple of the big pieces out of the way, the ones that I've done. It's nice and warm in here. Oh no, you know, my oh, that's fantastic. A little bit of a that's all right, that's a little bit come off the bottom of the, always a shame when that happens, a little bit on the bottom of the rim, but that's fine. So I did a what I used to call my midnight skies glaze in the way of a vase, but this time when I had done my 4 layers of obsidian in the middle, I decided to do a whole layer over of smoky merlot, so I could get a purple image instead of it being black. See how the light is in here. I think the lights work okay. We've had the lights changed for LEDs. It'd be interesting to see whether they flash, because I know obviously in the past people have commented on that, but I'm think it's going to be okay. We've had quite a lot, so it's nice and bright. And then on the underside, chattered, and then rainforest celadon. As I said, look, little chip there, not a lot I can do about that, and a little bit. I need to probably make some new cookies and get some more kiln wash on those. What's lovely about this is I put this on quite right. In fact, I don't know if I've got a video of it, but I put these on, and it's nice because that's actually bubbled a little bit at the line where I've done the cut off there. So that's different again. Whereas this bit would always be jet black inside, with that 1 layer of smoky merlot, and then what I did is I did 2 or 3 layers, so it was thick here, and then the oatmeal. So, you know, for anybody that doesn't remember, oatmeal on top of obsidian and smoky merlot gives us this fantastic blue result. And then I always think it looks like a moonscape or a mountainscape in the evenings. That's really good. Very, very happy with that. I still got my touch. This is one of my midnight skies glaze. So this will be rainforest on a chattered base. This will be 3 layers of obsidian, smoky merlot, and then oatmeal. And on the inside, this time, usually I leave the obsidian for view there, so it's black. But this time I've done 4 layers of obsidian and then 1 thick layer of smoky merlot, and then thicker bands of smoky merlot around the edge, because I want that to be purple this time, not just black. So we'll see how that comes out. Okay, so then the other one that I have done, I've done a little moon jar with all the colours of the metal glazes on it, and I wanted red and blue in it. Now I used instead of using a slip trailer, I actually used a syringe, and maybe it was a bit much, but what I'm loving is the reactions you get when the palladium, and it looks like I'm trying to think what it is, metallic one. I need to have a look what one it is, but they're reacting really beautiful with the white. let's bring that in. So, okay, so white inside. I have videoed me doing this. Ah, there's nice. They've got a bit of red and a bit of the blue. Now, I used the cobalt because I was hoping the cobalt Celadon would not get merged into the white, and it hasn't. It is actually there. But the reactions of the glazes that I've got are wonderful. So let me go through the glazes, but I have got them in the house in case I get this wrong. I've used the metal glazes, so I've used copper. I've used obsidian first, then I've used copper, ancient copper, vantage gold. Oh gosh, what I'll do, I'll cut in what the other video was at this point so you can actually see what I've done with a photograph. Yeah, there's the copper, palladium, as I said. I can't think what it's called, the two metal ones. Look at this reaction here. Cosmic tea dust is in there. Anyway, I'm really, really, really happy with that. And actually, I think I always said that if I was going to repeat anything, it would be this glaze. And, you know, I just love how a lot of the metal glazes fan out when you're actually doing them on a Celadon. Yeah, really happy with that. That's gorgeous. It's always very hard when you're using, because when I may do this different next time. I painted the glaze on the inside, and then of course I'm working, aren't I, and putting the slips on, and then of course the inside has got a little bit mucky, so I then cleaned it off and then put more white Celadon on the inside. But I think actually in hindsight I would paint the inside last, so that I didn't get any marks at all inside. Okay. I've done one of my moon jars with a mixture of the metal glazes over. I have also put red spots and blue spots in it just to see how this comes out. It's going in the kiln tomorrow actually. So I will post this and you can all guess what it's going to look like. Or should I just wait and put the final result with it? Let's put the final result with it. So if I go through what we've got 3 layers of snow at the bottom, and then basically I have just put, excuse the sun, I've just put palladium, ancient copper, vintage gold. There's the blue. I used cobalt and I used gut hell rot as a red. Obsidian, excuse me, saturation metallic that is. Let me turn that round. Saturation metallic, cosmic tea dust and saturation gold. And that is all sort of laid on and over. Now I know palladium is absolutely beautiful on white. It feathers and it does a lovely reaction. I did this piece twice before and it came out lovely, so I thought now I'm back at it, let's have a look how this looks. So the ladies that were learning to throw did so well. One lady had thrown before, the other one hadn't, so you'll see that they were having a go at painting on, and of course that has actually is too thick. So this was ancient copper, I think all over, but you can see we've got some nice ancient copper there, and in fact it hasn't run over. And inside we did red with some magma around the top, and she did some wax resist work. So that was lovely for a first time, you know, for the first time throwing. A nice little beaker. I just did a little trimming up of it for them. Here's another one. And the theme of the project was every day counts. Now I put ready for them to come back and glaze. I put this on the pieces, and they chose whether they wanted to use a Celadon so we could see through it or not. Now, interesting enough, I put this on with underglaze the first time, and I wasn't convinced that you would actually see it. And I took it all off again, and I went back and did it in black slip, and that really does look nice with the yellow and the red on the inside. It's really nice. And then what was really lovely is we've done like pressed out pieces with this lady's is her old business logo, but it was originally made out of horse nails for horseshoes, and then she had it made in gold, and we used the horseshoe one, and then she put a thumbprint in the pieces so that all of her friends have got a thumbprint, and we're going to make these into magnets for the fridge. Actually, they're really, really sweet. They've worked out really well. I think that most of them were done in the same colours, actually, orange or if that was true Celadon, it's come out very blue, and I thought we did it true Celadon, but maybe not, because I've used an aqua one on that one over there. And then she liked soap dishes. So randomly, she gave me a leaf thing to press in, and I randomly carved out a soap dish. And actually, that has turned out brilliantly. And so all the water should go out and obviously pour out from underneath as well. And then that is Marigold Celadon. That's really stunning. I like that. And then we have, there we go, look at that. I did the dots in slip. I put on it everyday counts. That's a true Celadon, everyday counts. Some dots around the bottom, and that is absolutely wonderful. That's a lovely little piece, and what a great piece for this young girl to throw. I was so chuffed for her. I'd like to say it was because I taught her well, but you know, I can't believe I didn't do any trimming or anything on the body, just neatening up the foot. So considering that was one of her on her first day, you know, can't knock that at all. And then on this one, she played with this herself, but actually she wanted to put some more decoration on the outside in a glaze, and I don't know what glaze that was, but then of course she's gone over that, but it doesn't matter. And then a nice little very clear marigold in the inside of that. That actually is a really good colour. I like that a lot. So last year, and I'm talking maybe 2 years ago, when I was still at Swanspool, a girl gave me a bit of porcelain. Now, porcelain, I obviously have read up, probably, this is only a cone 6. Porcelain, I believe, should have been thrown to a cone 10, but it should be still vitrified to some degree at a cone 6. And I was more interested in trying a Celadon on it, which the Celadons, I'm not sure, can be thrown to a cone 10. I need to investigate that. But I wanted to have a bit of dribble and a bit of run. I need to go and look at it might be Arctic Blue or something, but I need to go and look at the colour of this and let you know when I actually doctor the, you know, when I get the video sorted. But that, God, I could have even had more, because they didn't move. I could have done more layers on that. And God, that shows you, this was the second pot I made in 2020, and it's been sitting on the shelf all that time. That's really nice. Right, what have we got in here? There's another piece that I did. Interestingly, I used, with this one, I bought some little, I can't know what you would call them, some stilts to try, because I quite like, when I've watched on telly, people that have done glazes on the bottom, they've used the stilts and they knock the stilts off, and actually the bottom foot is actually painted, it's glazed. There was a very sharp bit on there, which I need to make sure doesn't hurt anybody. Let's put that stilt down. So here is just a bowl I made with the slip trailer, and again, everyday counts. So that's nice. They've got a number of pots that they can have. Yeah, just very happy to let them have those. Underneath so the tip of the the tip of the stilt, I know I haven't got any glaze, I was just playing. The tip of the stilt has caused a slight indentation, well that doesn't matter, and a sharp bit, which I shall just have to clear off. This was a mug I threw, but I was letting them have. It did have everyday counts underneath it, but it's not noticeable, and that's fine. So a lovely textured turquoise, and well, you know, one of my favourite, isn't it? Ancient copper. So that would be textured turquoise over ancient copper. And I did this on a medium fire. I didn't put any cones in, so there was no hold. And we've got some really lovely reactions there for the copper, which is really great news. Okay. I have to get tidying up my kiln shells. They need a good rub. I need to get organised. Now, here's another piece done as their first piece. I'm really pleased for them. You know, that's a lovely little piece for your first piece of throwing, isn't it? You know, good old texture. They were taken with a textured turquoise over the copper. Now, I last year threw a big pot, and this is a Mayco glaze. I think I've just used clear on the inside. This is for the garden. That's really good, isn't it? I just wondered if I could do it, and I need to do more of those. That was 0822, so this was thrown at the beginning of last year, and it's been sitting there ready for to use, but that can go in the garden. I need to look at the name of that glaze as well, because that actually has its own natural crystal, and the crystals are really come out really well. This is a semi-grogged clay. It's the same clay that I used when I made the water feature. So I'm very happy with that as well. And then underneath is the bit I've been waiting for. So I'm gonna cut, and then we're gonna have the camera looking down, because if this came out well, I did lots of intricate work on it. So let me pause the camera a second. Right, I'm letting you see it at the same time as I see it. In fact, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. I'm going to avert my eyes, and then I will cut. Oh, there we go. I can't avert my eyes. I had to look. The reason I wanted to get this fired first. Oh, it's cracked. Bugger. Oh. So difficult, isn't it, to get it right. I can make something of that. I can deal with that. The bit that I wanted to see, in fact it's cracked in a couple of places. It's cracked here, and it's cracked really properly across there. What I may, oh, and a little bit up there as well. And that's the trouble with this. I'm not quite sure what I'm getting right or wrong. What is lovely is the way that I've done the flowers. I did the true Celadon afterwards, and in hindsight I probably could have put the layers of the true Celadon over the top first. I've got 2 vases to glaze for this family, and my difficulty was, do we want it to look like this, or do we want it to be all one colour, or whatever. This was rainforest underneath, and then I blended it into the true Celadon. The true Celadon's a bit naff really, but maybe I could have just put a clear glaze over the top and had the colour of the pot, and it be all about, but loving this. You know, this is just layers. I don't know if I videoed it, but this is just layers of Celadon on top of each other, and the white Celadon on the top is really, really nice. And I did this in a blue in Storm, because I didn't have a dark green. I couldn't find my rainforest, but it really works actually. Let's get a bit out and have a look. Let me move the camera back. The reason this is in 2 bits is because it broke when it was drying originally. And what's interesting is this crack isn't on the other side. So this I love. This is giving me some great ideas that I don't really need to have a plant to do this. I could hand draw this on, because that is really lovely with the Celadons. I'm chuffed with that. Let's have a look at the other bit. So difficult with a big slab, isn't it? That, I mean, that is all the way through, but it's not all the way through. So I'm thinking, I did say about a bit of resin. I did talk about joining these two pieces with a bit of resin. I don't know if I can do that, manage it, but maybe I can. So there you go, first attempt at doing some Celadon painting onto a piece to get a reaction. So it's actually still nice and warm, because we're now in my garage for the kiln. And what's great about this is this means I can have a room if I want to do dipping glazes. I don't know where I'll put it, but great opportunity for my raku if I want to do that in here. So we've got a bit of organising to do. This obviously can be moved out the way and brought out when we need it. So that's all good, isn't it? So good results. I'm ashamed about this piece, but I'm trying to master something that I haven't done enough of yet. So that's the way of the world, isn't it? It's been a great, wonderful moment to be back and be in the kiln again. I went mad making mugs the other day because I wanted to get my hand in and repeat. I threw 20 mugs and I've got the handles to put on them. And I made a vase and a few bits, so I'm on it. And then, yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say apart from, if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. And it's lovely to see you all again. See you very soon. Remember, I really love comments. I really love giving advice. I really love throwing my thoughts out there. So don't be scared to put a comment. I love that. See you soon.